Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here, back with another video. And today we're going back over the Geron Corporation to look at some of the earnings reports that they've had and also kind of see why the stock is trembling a little bit and to see where exactly is this stock heading to and what does that mean for all of its current and hopefully new investors. So we're going to go ahead and kick off for the Q3 ratings with the new price targets. So Wedbush cut their price target on the Geron Corporation to $5 from $6. So because the Geron Corporation has an average rating of overweight with a mean price target of about $3.43 a share, according to an analysis polled by FactSet. So that's one section. Then you also have Needham maintains a buy on Geron Corporation, and they lowered their price target from $5 to $4 a share. So the Needham analyst Gil Blum, maintains the Geron Corporation with a buy, even though they lowered the price target. So considering the stock price currently is at $1.07 a share. This seems to be a pretty well-driven stock for most investors to want to get in at such a low rate, considering the price target is well over triple what the going rate for this stock is. And we'll go ahead and get into the exact money and finances of what's going on and why they're still holding a buy on this stock with how low it's came through. So they expected the 2025 operating expenses are going to be between $250 million and $260 million compared to a previously announced guidance of approximately $270 million to $285 million. Now, this total operating expense includes non-cash items such as stock-based compensation expense, amortization of debt discounts, and issuance costs, plus depreciation and amortization. So that is going to bring a little bit of a different light into this system, because based on their current operating plans and assumptions, the company believes that its existing cash equivalents, and marketable securities, together with their anticipated net revenue from the U.S. sales of their Rytelo drug, will be sufficient enough to fund projected operating requirements for the foreseeable future. So, and their Rytelo has been their golden child. It has been what has been driving this company and this stock for quite some time now, because they have been able to do some great things with that Rytelo into the health marketplace, and they're getting a broader branch out into the health marketplace with Rytelo, along with a couple of their other medical grade pharmaceutical types that they have as well. That's also bringing in some really good cash flow to the Geron Corporation as it stands right now. But the Rytelo is what they are leaning on really heavy, because that is where they're actually making a lot of their money. But they ended up with their sales for Q3 at $47.2 million, which ended up being just short of their $52.8 million estimate that they had originally projected for Q3. So unfortunately, that means that they missed out on over $5.5 million on what they had initially projected, but that is due to a lack of push on the sales. So even though this hematology drug Rytelo, the sales on that have made the net losses more and more narrow, being completely driven by the Rytelo vaccine, by the Rytelo hematology drug, So, and if you want to know more about what Rytelo is, I will leave the video at the end of the screen, at the end on the end screen in the top left-hand corner, so then you can learn a little bit more about exactly what that is. But this is just specifically for the finances and the future for this stock. So now back on to some of their revenue streams. So they ended up missing on the sales. They ended up missing on their projection as well. So, but with their revenue rising to 47.2 million, their net loss for Q3 narrowed down to 18.4 million from 26.4 million in 2024. So that's definitely a boost in the correct direction. It shows that they are making money and they are doing a lot better this year than they were last year, which is substantial growth to be able to go from 26.4 million to 18.4 million. So that is a huge feat in itself, because that's an $8 million difference. So if you just take that alone, then within the next 2 years, there's going to be no loss to be said. And with this stock showing straight on at, even though it's been trending downwards, they're holding on at $1 a share right now. But within 2 years, they can still show that they are creating a greater operating income for this quarter, where they ended up beating the expectations initially, because they were estimated at a 0.03 and they met that requirement, but they actually boosted it a little bit by 5.6%. So it's not necessarily more than just your 0.03. It was more of your 0.0305 is where they ended up with. So it's still something great to show that they are in fact moving in the correct direction. So now on the outlook, the company is anticipating the impact interim analysis in H2 2026, and also is believing that their existing resources and Rytelo sales will be able to fund their future endeavors. So, and not only that, the current average analysis rating for this share across all different analysis is a buy, and Wall Street's median 12-month price target for the Geron Corporation is $4 a share. So that's showing a great growth and showing full frontal on this stock and where they're wanting to go and where they're wanting to move. So with them being able to achieve the 47 million, even though it's not necessarily where they wanted to be, and they still ended up are working in a little bit of a loss, it's still where they're pushing forward and completing amazing things for the health marketplace, and they're still boosting their sales to completely increase their sales across the whole market. So the more people that start using it, the more hospitals and people that start using the drug, it'll end up becoming more of a repeat thing as well, because once you start using it, if it works, you're going to continue to stay on it. So then they're going to have that reoccurring interest and reoccurring price that's going to continue keeping this company moving forward. So, and not only that, they have also completed in phase 3 the Impact MF clinical trial evaluating their Imetelstat in relapse refractory myelofibrosis. So that's another boost on another one of their pharmaceuticals that they have, where they're trying to move more than only the Rytelo. So they're more than just a one-trick pony. So strengthened leadership team is also something where they have the appointment of chief commercial officer and additional key executives that they've moved around a little bit here in the past. And then they have announced 1 oral and 4 poster presentations accepted at the American Society of Hematology's 2025 annual meeting. So the company is going to host their conference call and webcast on November the 5th, which has already happened, and you can go onto their website and watch it once again. So if you have any further questions that they might be able to talk about and or answer, you can go and see that as well. So that is everything that we have on Geron Corporation to get everything up to date and to show how their Q3 has ended up pushing through. So everything seems really good, and with the stock price being at $1 a share and everything showing triple and quadruple above where it is, it seems extremely attractive to be able to get in on a stock like this at a good area, because it shows that they are technically at a new bottom over the past 6 months. And with them being at a new bottom, and they're kind of showing a little bit of a resistance down here at $1.04 a share, then I'm thinking that once they keep and hold this little bit of a resistance line down here,